जी सर।
नमस्कार मित्रों, सभ्यता अध्ययन की आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव संवाद श्रृंखला में आज के कार्यक्रम में आपका स्वागत है। आज का विषय है केरल का तालिबानीकरण। ये एक महत्वपूर्ण एवं व्यापक चिंतन का विषय है, क्योंकि केरल और तालिबानीकरण दो विपरीत ध्रुवों पर खड़े शब्द हैं। आज हमारे कार्यक्रम में इनका एक साथ प्रयोग होना दुखद व चिंताजनक है। केरल जहां एक सुसंस्कृत, सुशिक्षित, सुसंपन्न, सौमनस्य युक्त क्षेत्र या प्रांत का द्योतक है, वहीं तालिबानीकरण एक अशिक्षित, विपन्न व वैमनस्य युक्त स्थिति को दर्शाता है। आरंभ से ही केरल कला, संस्कृति, शिक्षा, व्यायाम, विज्ञान और संपन्नता में बड़ा अग्रणी भूभाग रहा है। केरल की सहनशीलता और सर्वधर्म समभाव की परंपरा के कारण ही जमोरिन जैसे शासकों ने अरबी, यहूदी, यूरोपियन सभी का स्वागत किया, उन्हें रहने, व्यापार करने और अपने धर्म की छूट दी। बदले में केरल को क्या मिला, ये हम जानते हैं। आज के वक्तव्य में हमारा और ज्ञानवर्धन होगा। तालिबानीकरण की बात करें तो तालिबान का अर्थ छात्र बताया जाता है। तो किसी स्थान, समाज या विचारधारा का छात्रीयकरण हो जाए तो ये तो अच्छी बात होनी चाहिए। सभी चाहते हैं कि समाज का युवा वर्ग, छात्र वर्ग आगे आए, उत्तरदायित्व तो संभाले, बस समाज का तीव्र विकास करे। भगवान राम, भगवान कृष्ण, बुद्ध, महावीर, युधिष्ठिर सभी तो छात्र रहे हैं। इनका या इन जैसे अनेकानेक छात्रों का अनुसरण समाज करे, इसमें क्या हानि है। लेकिन तालिबान एक अलग ही किस्म का छात्र है। वस्तुतः सही अर्थों में वह छात्र है, क्योंकि वह शिक्षा से कुछ नया पाने की चाह ही नहीं रखता, बल्कि पुराने को ही न केवल स्वयं ढोता है और दूसरों पर भी लादने को कटिबद्ध रहता है। उसकी इस प्रतिबद्धता से इसमें सही गलत का कोई द्वंद्व नहीं है। और यही समस्या का कारण है कि अनाचार से, अत्याचार से अपने मत को सब पर थोपना, इस कट्टरता और बहसीपन से तालिबान आज एक निंदनीय और डरावना शब्द है। दुर्भाग्य से ये केरल में अपना प्रभाव डाल रहा है और कट्टरता भी उनकी ऐसी अमानवीय कि अपने विरुद्ध कोई आवाज बर्दाश्त नहीं है। हत्या व अन्य प्रताड़ना बहुत आम बात है। वैसे तो इस्लाम में कट्टरता सदैव से है, लेकिन तालिबानीकरण ने इसे एक नया ही विस्तार दिया है। 18वीं शताब्दी के पहले दशक में पुर्तगाल से दो जेsuit मिशनरी मालाबार के क्षेत्र में कार्यरत थे। पुर्तगाल के किंग ने उनको भेजा था और वो अपने जेsuit मत का यहाँ प्रचार कर रहे थे। ध्यान दीजिए कि उस समय राजा हिंदू थे। तो वो जेsuit मिशनरी हिंदू देवी देवताओं के, उनके धर्म की और मूर्ति पूजा की बड़ी उपहास करते थे। लेकिन ये तो कोई नई बात नहीं थी। नया ये था कि उन्होंने मुस्लिम धर्म का भी खुलेआम उपहास किया। मुल्ला, मौलवी व आम मुसलमान के समूह को संबोधित करते हुए अनेक बार उन्होंने मुसलमानों की आस्था के सर्वाधिक संवेदनशील विषय कुरान और मोहम्मद, इनको अपमानजनक ढंग से उठाया और कुरान को कृत्रिम व झूठा ग्रंथ कहा। साथ ही उन्होंने मोहम्मद को मक्कार व भटकाने वाला कहा। किसी भी मुसलमान के लिए ये अति से भी कुछ आगे की चीज थी, लेकिन अपने मान बिंदुओं पर हुए इस कठोर प्रहार को मुसलमान समुदाय, पढ़े लिखे भी और अनपढ़ दोनों, बड़े आराम से पचा गए और गोष्ठी शांतिपूर्ण ढंग से संपन्न हो गई। तालिबानी सोच के साथ यह संभव नहीं है। यही तालिबानी सोच और उसके परिणाम आज के विषय हैं, जिस पर हम अपने विद्वान वक्ता को सुनेंगे। क्योंकि तालिबानी सोच आज इस्लाम का विशेषाधिकार नहीं है। वह ईसाई, वामपंथी या किसी भी अन्य समूह में उनके कर्मों में दिखती है। आज के हमारे विद्वान वक्ता हैं श्री दत्तन जी। वे हमारे इस पटल पर पूर्व में लावण्य और दक्षिण भारत का ईसाईकरण, इस विषय पर एक सराहनीय वक्तव्य दे चुके हैं, इसलिए उनका वक्तव्य आरंभ होने से पहले केवल एक संक्षिप्त परिचय देना उचित होगा। आदरणीय जी श्री दत्तन जी एक वरिष्ठ पत्रकार हैं और दिल्ली में रहते हैं। पत्रकारिता का लगभग 25 वर्षों से अधिक का उनका लंबा अनुभव है। पत्रकारिता के उनके व्यावसायिक जीवन का आरंभ द हिंदू से हुआ था और उसके बाद उन्होंने अनेक प्रतिष्ठित पत्र पत्रिकाओं में काम किया है, जैसे ऑर्गेनाइजर, पायनियर, हिंदुस्तान टाइम्स, बिजनेस स्टैंडर्ड। इन समाचार समूहों में भी अपनी सेवाएं दे चुके हैं। वेस्टर्न पॉलिटिकल थॉट और डबल ड्रीम्स के वे लेखक हैं। इंडस स्क्रॉल पोर्टल और पब्लिकेशन के भी वे संस्थापक हैं और वर्तमान में श्री दत्तन जी ऑर्गेनाइजर में एसोसिएट एडिटर की भूमिका निभा रहे हैं। तो श्री दत्तन जी का जो उपरोक्त वक्तव्य है वह भी हमारे YouTube चैनल पर उपलब्ध है। दूसरे वक्तव्य भी YouTube चैनल पर उपलब्ध है, आप उन्हें वहां देख सुन सकते हैं। वे हमारे फेसबुक पेज पे और ट्विटर हैंडल पर भी उपलब्ध है। तो इसके साथ ही मैं आमंत्रित करता हूं आज के हमारे आदरणीय वक्ता श्री दत्तन जी को, वो अपना व्याख्यान आरंभ करें। श्री दत्तन जी प्लीज।
धन्यवाद। मैं हिंदी और मेरा हिंदी इतना अच्छा नहीं है, आपको पता है, तो इसलिए आई विल स्पीक इन बोथ हिंदी एंड इंग्लिश. I think it is okay. First of all, on the outset, let me thank Sabhyata Adhyayan Kendra for inviting me for this wonderful evening to speak on Talibanization of Kerala. And as Avdesh ji rightly said, I had also earlier also been invited, privileged to have join you all to deliberate on some other issues also. And I am very grateful to you for giving me such an opportunity, which I think it's a sharing of ideas. It will go a long way in our association. First of all, when I say that Kerala is on the way of Talibanization, Kerala society is getting Talibanized, many people may consider it is very exaggerating, or the statement is very exaggerating, unbelievable, or something like that. This is a Sangha Parivar propaganda. That is the usual, the refrain among the media is that it is a Sangha Parivar propaganda. But when you take out the facts in front of you, you will see that it is not something part of a propaganda or anything like that. The facts are very much serious and very alarming also. You all know आपको केरला का डेमोग्राफी के बारे में पता है. केरला में the Hindus constitute about 54%, 54 to 56%. And Muslims, now their population is growing and at a very fast pace. And now, according to the last census, it was 26.5%. And Christian population, which is coming down, is now at about 18.5%. And trust and all this. And among Hindus also, you will see that the communists, atheists, crypto Christians, and other cryptos all are included in this 54 or 56%. So you can imagine the volume, the maximum number of people are practicing or following anti-Hindu ideologies. That you have to say, if you take into consideration the number of followers of Communist Party also, you can say that most of the people are not following or following the anti-Hindu line. That is very alarming. That is why this problem is even more alarming for us. As I said, and also why the population is if you see the northern districts, right from Palakkad to Kasargod, the northernmost state district, you will see that the population, the Muslim population, is crossing the 50% mark. In the next 20 or 30 years, the entire northern district will become Muslim majority. Right now, it is Malappuram, where you have 85% of Muslim population, and that district give around 20 MLAs to the assembly. So you can imagine the kind of population increase which is at an alarming pace. And when Hindu population is decreasing because of family planning and other reasons, Christian population is also decreasing because of family planning and migration of Christians to other European countries, Europe and Western countries. The Muslim population is growing at a fast pace, which is equivalent to the national average. This is a very alarming trend. On one side, your other population, non-Muslim population, is coming down, and the other side, it is increasing at a fast pace. Also, another major factor which we must take into account is the Muslim migration from Bangladesh. Bengalis, normally they are called Bengalis, but they are from Bangladesh. According to unconfirmed statistics, or around 3 to 5 lakh Bengalis or Bangladeshis or non-Hindu, non-Christian Muslims come to Kerala. This is the rate. And in some statisticians say that in the next 20-30 years, by 2030 or 2040, their population will be around 60 lakh. That is substantial number of Bangladeshis will be in Kerala. This is a very alarming, very serious issue on the security point of view also, on otherwise also. It's a very demography is completely changed in the next 20 or 30 years. This is the so you have the ground ready for Talibanization. And another factor is that the proliferation of what you call this radical Wahhabi Islamist organizations. You have PFI. You have Jamaat-e-Islami. Both of them follow the Wahhabi form of Islam. And their population, their number is increasing at a fast pace. According to some statistics, there are around 30 lakh followers of Jamaat-e-Islami and Popular Front and other such organizations which subscribe to the Wahhabi strand of Islam. So that is also growing, and you have on one side population is increasing, radicalization is also increasing, and what are the factors which, when I say that it is, when I say or others say that it is on the way to Talibanization, on the path of Talibanization, what are the reasons? You will see that the political patronage. In Kerala, you all know that. One is Pampanthiwala, jo LDF hai, CPM led LDF, Left Democratic Front, and the other is UDF led by Congress. So with the Congress, there is Muslim League, And with CPM and their friend, you have a lot of other ultra Islamist organizations like INL, and they have tacit understanding with the Popular Front का जो political organization है SDPI, उसके साथ उनका tie up है. And in many panchayat, CM is ruling, sharing the power with SDPI. In many places, SDPI persons have been fielded as candidate by the CPM. So there is complete support for this kind of radicalization and all that. Why? Because CPM wants to wean away substantial number of Muslim votes from the Congress led UDF. So what they do, they always promote these radical elements. They give all support. In the last week, you have seen that one of our workers, RSS Pracharak, former Pracharak, was killed, hacked to death. He was hacked to pieces, and the police was there. Police men were there, but they didn't act. And even before that, 2 months before, there was another BJP leader, state level BJP leader, who was killed. That is in front of his family. So they have, over the years, built jihadi capacities. Before I want to discuss another issue. You all know that there was one organization called SIMI. Its motto was to Islamize India. So when it was banned in the 90s, in the late 90s, all these leaders of SIMI were all very good, studious students who are intelligent students. They all were rehabilitated in many other political parties. All the political parties, you see, in top leaders of CPM, A. Rahim. There was he is a former SIMI worker. There are a lot of others. In the Congress also, there are a lot of others, Shafi Parambil and all these leaders. They had penetrated or infiltrated into all other political parties. So you have all the parties have these kinds of elements who are in very senior positions, in decision-making positions in all the parties. So you have the conducive atmosphere for all the Islamic ideology to penetrate into the society. So this is the situation. So and then you now new outfits come like PFI and all that. They have a lot of resources in terms of money. They borrowed the ideology of Muslim Brotherhood of Egypt, and they are working on the lines of Popular Front of Palestine, which started the terrorist activity in Palestine. They first killed Israeli athletes and all. So they are also following the same lines as your PFI of Kerala. So they in a short period, they had sort of built a network all across the country. In Rajasthan, they have very big, very good network, and big businessmen are supporting it. In Jharkhand, for instance, they are working among tribals to convert them and things like that. They are doing. In UP also, they have now, because of Yogi, this strong approach, they are now slowly coming, that activity is coming down. Otherwise, in all the North Indian states, they had tied up with local small Islamist organizations in Tamil Nadu, Al-Umma, they have tied up with that, and they sort of built up jihadi capacities. That is why you see that if they openly say that within 10 minutes or 20 minutes, we can strike back. I'll tell you another instance. In Kerala, for some time back, you could see a lot of dogs whose one leg was cut and things like that. So they were practicing on dogs, how to cut, how to kill dogs while traveling on a bike, pillion riding on a bike. So this was the kind of training they have got. There are many military personalities associated with PFI, and they got training, and now they have got a lot of weapons. And but in Kerala, there is political support. Because of that, they could silently work there. They can build the capacities also. And another dimension, which demographically, how they are going to build up their numbers, is through love jihad and other and conversion dawa activities. You can see that sometime before, our chief minister, former chief minister, CPM man, V.S. Achuthanandan, said some 20 years before that Kerala, there is a concerted effort by Islamist organizations to convert and increase their population and to build a Islamic state in Kerala. Kerala has an experience also of Islamic state. You know that you are all aware of 1921 Khilafat movement. At that time, in Kerala, they established for a brief period, though, they had established a Islamic state. So even now, PFI, then haven't thrown away our swords, which we used in 1921. We are ready to use it, and we will use it. That is what they claim. So
कुछ बाधा हुई है। शुभ्रा जी, स्टॉप हुई है रिकॉर्डिंग क्या?
नहीं सर, वो सर के पास श्री रतन जी का कोई नेटवर्क इशू है, अब जुड़ गए वो।
श्री रतन जी, आपकी आवाज अभी आ नहीं रही है, जुड़े हैं क्या आप?
सर म्यूट है।
म्यूट कीजिए।
now it is okay.
जी सर।
वो बीच में एक कॉल आया था, तो it got disconnected. Okay. So we have an experience of establishment of Islamic State in Kerala in 1921. So now also their inspiration is that we had built something like that, and we had killed a lot of Hindus, and we will in the 100th year of 100th anniversary, we are going to execute the same thing. That is there. They boldly come out in the open. They come out in the streets, and they are saying that we are going to do that. And you know that from Islamic history, wherever their population touches 30%, then they will start flexing muscles, and they will ask for Sharia law, and then that is happening in Kerala. Another aspect. So they have the numbers with them. Another is that slowly they are trying to penetrate into the cultural space. So you find that all the last many years, number of films that have come all had the Islamic agenda, love jihad as the theme. Some of them had the theme and projecting Islam as the, very subtly they are trying to project it as a very great religion and things like that. And the funders for this film this thing are Muslims, and they are supported by the politicians and the other film fraternity. So and how they get money, it is through, that how they are making money. They are making money through smuggling. Kerala is number one in terms of smuggling. Gold smuggling is used for terror activities, and Kerala is number one. And you all know that sometime back there was a gold smuggling case in which Chief Minister's office was involved, and many senior officials of the government and UAE embassy consulate was used for this thing. And then your minister was there, directly involved in it. So you have the political and cultural space ready for that. Another area, you'll see that the business. Earlier, the Christians used to control the economy of Kerala to a big extent. For instance, you take Ernakulam, for instance. See, in Ernakulam, you can say some 20 years before, the economy was controlled by the Christians. They had the land, they had the other businesses, big businesses, they had the industries, small, very few of them, but they were in control of the economy. But now you see that the Muslims have taken over. Now in Ernakulam, the land of the Christians have been purchased by Muslims, and all across Kerala. Now, till now, the Muslim concentration was majorly in the five districts of northern states, northern part of the state. So now, what is their population is slowly going up in the southern part. For instance, Pathanamthitta, some 20 years back, their population was around 5%. Now it is growing out in a big way. So they are invading into these areas also, where their presence is very limited. So you have this kind, and fearing this Muslim invasion. Jihad, land jihad, or other kind, business jihad and all that. Now, Christians have also left their areas and going for safer places because they cannot live with Muslims. So there is a serious demographic, social, cultural, and political atmosphere conducive for Talibanization. Another point is, you see, their political presence. Most of the parties now, in all political parties, there are considerable number of these Muslims. Some of the senior leaders of Congress are. So you have in all the political parties, there are people at the helm of affairs. CPM is almost taken over by the Islamists. In many places, many districts, the entire council of their leadership, their hierarchy, is full of Muslims. There is a place in Kottayam district where entire party hierarchy in that area is Muslims. So you have all the political parties also under them. And see, when we talk about Muslims, we see the poor Muslims who are living in villages of UP or Bihar. It is not like that. For our one of our listeners, Dr. Harishankar ji has written another book in which he had said that this even in 1921, although the Marxist historians have whitewashed and said that they were all poor, landless, and exploited by Hindus. ऐसे वाला मुस्लिम्स था, ऐसे करके वो लेफ्ट हिस्टोरियंस बोलते थे, पर actually they were big businessmen in their community, and there was an economic angle to all the 1921 riot also, Hindu genocide also. So major businessmen in Kerala now, Lulu, for instance, Yusuf Ali, and other, there are other groups also. Lot of them, they have very good sound, and they are supporting these kinds of activities in a very subtle way. So you have the economic might, you have the political might, you have the numbers with you, and you have all other activities which are very, which can easily help you in achieving your the agenda of Islamization of the state. So that is happening. And another, the cultural space there, even in for a small thing, like if you travel from northern district, Kannur or Kasaragod for that matter, if you come by that, you will find that all across Kerala, you will find a lot of Arab restaurants which serve Arabian food. So slowly, and you have women wearing parda right from Kerala, and the Arabian dishes. So this kind of activity is happening. And also nowadays, all these restaurants have black color also. That black color. It is the ISIS color. So this lot of changes that are happening at a very subtle level, at a very lower level. So there are in many areas like Kasaragod for that matter, there are enclaves, Muslim enclaves where Sharia is practiced, where non-Hindus are not allowed to. There are the national TV channels have shown that in Kasaragod there is a place, and as I said, there has been an atmosphere of this radicalization. Why that happened? Because in the 90s, after that Iraq war and all that, lot of radical literature that had been published and popularized in Kerala. There are educational institutions which teach for some time the secular or mundane subjects, and the whole evening classes are meant for teaching Islamic concepts, Islamic agenda. So you have when women, children, everyone being radicalized. This is happening at a very fast pace. Educational institutions, they have sizable number of educational institutions, well-run educational institutions by Islamists. So they have the plan ready now. They have the support, political support also of the both the friends, and now they are on their way. So, and another thing, why, how they generate money? You know that Kerala is, as I said, it is number one in terms of gold smuggling. Like that, now earlier it was Punjab, which was hub of this drug trade and all. Around nearly around 10,000 cases were registered in the last few years. Now, latest figures show that Kerala has taken over even Punjab. And there are some international commentators also said that Kerala is going to be the hub of Islamic State. And after Kashmir, it is Kerala. That is Afghans, Kabul, Kashmir, and Kerala. This is the dangerous triangle that is being that is being promoted or that is being encouraged. So there is no effort on the part of the government or administration to, because Kerala is ruled by the communists. They want their support. So even though in some places the CPM cadres were killed, there was one student called Abhimanyu who said that this Islamist agenda, Popular Front's agenda, is not against RSS; it is against Hindus. He was killed, and till now the CPM government has not arrested the culprits. So wherever they are fighting against Popular Front, they withdraw. So although there is another dangerous trend that is happening, that we are seeing in Kerala, is that earlier it used to be clashes between CPM and Sangh, because they attack us and we retaliate. Now what is happening is that CPM is outsourcing this violence to these Popular Front and other organizations. So you have a very serious or very alarming situation in Kerala, and this is and within 20 years you will see that their population will cross over 30%, and by this census itself, this coming census itself, that will come to around 28 or 29%, and then you'll see that is happening. And lot of conversions, lot of other activities are also taking place, and drug and other kinds of counterfeit money. Earlier these truckloads of counterfeit money used to come through sea route to Kerala, and all these people used to store, and they used to make, they used to purchase land in many areas, many districts. Malappuram, for that matter, Hindus used to have big parcels of land. Now they are all in Muslims' hand, because they used to give ready cash. You don't have to pay taxes or something like that, and you have the land. They used to give big money to purchase land. Even that is one part. And as I said, this cultural part also. You see, there was a movement to introduce Islamic banking. It was Kerala which first introduced this Islamic banking, and CPM supported it also. They campaigned for it also at the center, but RBI didn't give approval. But still, they have Islamic banking in the cooperative sector, I suppose. And there was another effort to deculturize Kerala, was through food. There was a huge campaign for halal and all that. The Hindu or Christian लोग भी कुछ उसको pushback हुआ था. उसके बाद थोड़ा सा they were on the defensive. But still that effort is there, and food, through cinema, through land, through business, every way they are trying to subjugate the Hindu and non-Muslim population. So unless there is a concerted or strategic effort, Kerala is in a big soup. We cannot, and there is an attempt also by the CPM to promote secessionism, that is separatism. So they have tried earlier, but with the this Muslim population increasing, they can easily do that. So that is happening at that state level. And there are a few more points which I would like to say, that it is for now for the central government and other agencies to keep it. And how they have penetrated into the bureaucracy. Some time back, a CPM leader, he said, Jamaat-e-Islami has a plan for India, how to Islamize, how to penetrate into the bureaucracy. And you see that, lot of last few years, if you take the count, the last few years, not this year, but last few years, you can see a lot of Muslims getting selected for civil services and IPS and all. And in other places also, they are through Zakat Foundation and all that, they are promoting large number of Muslims in other areas also. Jamaat-e-Islami has an agenda by some 50 years. India, the steel frame, so-called steel frame of bureaucracy should be under their control. There is a plan. It is not something that I am saying out of it. They have a clear written plan for that. PFI recently said by when we celebrate 100th year of independence, we will have Kerala government led by PFI. And they said within few years, they will have central government also with them. They have a plan, like they said, with 20%, and by dividing Hindu communities, they can easily come to power, because that is the experience of BSP, that has been the experience of DMK in Tamil Nadu. So if PFI managed to get 20% of the vote share, then India will be an Islamic country. That is what they said. This is in a press conference. This is by a top leader of the SDPI. So, earlier what is Muslim used to be Muslims, when we have an impression that they are uneducated, illiterate, or poor mob. It is not like that. They are well calculated. Now you have the number of people who have joined the Islamic State. As you know, Kerala has the number of very big, formidable Islamic sleeper cells in Kerala. So these people, they are well educated. They are techno savvy. There are doctors. Most of the people who have gone to Afghanistan to fight against America and in Syria also, they are all doctors, engineers, and people like that, highly educated. And they have gone not alone. They went with their wives, their kids, and small kids. They went and they blasted there, and most of them got killed. And many of those who went along with these terrorists, these radicalized elements, were converted Muslims and converted Hindus and converted Christians. So you have a serious issue there. And also there is the exact figure is still not clear, but still we can say that around 30,000. This number may vary. I don't exact number, as I said, it is not there. But some people say that some analysts say that it is around 30,000 girls, youths have gone missing, and And most of the girls, there is one girl called Josna, I suppose, Jasna. She is a Christian. She even till now, her parents don't know where is that girl. There are like that. There are many Hindu girls. They don't. Their parents don't know. The police don't know where they have gone. So lot of such things are very unsafe, and the media's role is very important in hiding all these things, suppressing all the facts that have that is happening in Kerala. The media, because of the left pressure and all that, they want to project Kerala as a very paradise on earth. So the most literate state and all that may be true, but it is also true that the quality of education has come down in a big way under the successive rules of CPM and Congress. So this is in education, in cinema, in every aspect of this thing, and social life. The Islamization is creeping up wherever they can smuggle in the Sharia and all that is happening. In Ramzan period, you will not find hotels or restaurants in northern part of the state, because all the shops will be shut. You cannot even get a bottle of water in many places. So this is also happening. Kerala is not all that rosy as it is made out to be. It is a very dangerous situation that is happening, and Kerala may, if corrective measures are not taken, Kerala is going on a Talibanized Taliban way. That is what I have to say. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Datanji, for this very enlightening, informative, and eye-opening lecture. You have really painted a very gory and gloomy picture. So we should sit up and take notice. If it goes unattended or not taken carefully, then it would be surely dangerous. So we all individually, as a group, and especially the government also, need to take notice of all this. So thank you very much for this nice lecture. If anyone of our audience has any question, they may kindly unmute themselves and ask the question. If anyone has any question on the
So namaste ji.
Namaste.
My name is Mahesh. I am from Karnataka.
Okay.
Northern part of Karnataka.
Yes.
I have been following the situation, what's happening in Kerala, exactly what you have been narrating all this time. I don't know, you may be in Kerala, I'm not sure. But,
I'm in Delhi, sir.
He's from Kerala, but he's in Delhi right now.
Okay. So, according to your assessment, what is the next step for us as a non-Kerala or a non-other person? How can we contribute? In what sense? This is very alarming situation what you have narrated. They're going very systematically, just like Mossad.
Yes.
Very systematic in their approach to spread their tentacles.
Yes. Can I, sir?
Yes, sir, please.
The situation, it is very dangerous. It is a very alarming, to say the least. And what we can do, because there is one way to counter this thing, is you have you have to come to power. Political power is that is the only way. Politics is the way. So there is if BJP can win Northeast, which is predominantly Christian. I'm not discounting their agenda or anything like that, but still they are also equally or more pitiable position. Their plight is even severe. No, and there is an attempt also to bring Christians closer and fight against this jihad, because they are also equally or more affected. So that is the only way. And politically, we consolidate the Hindus and also bring in the Christians also. That is the only political way how we can. And central agencies can obviously play a major role. They can, but now what is happening is that even in NIA, also there are elements which are supporting the radical elements. If you recall, sometime back, one policeman was dismissed from service for leaking information about RSS workers to PFI. So there are a lot of such elements within the police. There is a group of radicalized Muslim policemen who are who are informing terrorists about raids, other things, and that is how they are organized. So you have to have a very thought out plan. Bring in this, because Hindus alone cannot fight this war. Christians are also equally, they are also threatened, because number of love jihad cases they are encountering. Around sometime back, our chief minister had stated in assembly that around 3,000 Christian girls were trapped in love jihad and converted to Islam. So they are also alarmed, and also for them, many of their even bishops are compromised. They are also on the payrolls of the Islamists. PFI had penetrated into even Christian church. That is happening. So, and many Christians, for that matter, they are also aware of this threat. And there is some organizations which are trying to make bridges, and we have to support such efforts, at least in Kerala. I'm not saying in Tamil Nadu and all that, they are also equally creating problems for Hindus. But in Kerala, there are traditional churches like Orthodox Church. They don't believe in conversion or anything like that. So you can have such. They are also sizable. So you can have tie-up. You have to go out of way to convince them, and they are also willing to come with us. So there we have. That is the only way. Political acquiring power is one of the ways in which we can tackle this. Another is you know that in Karnataka, most of the cases violent started by Muslims from Kerala. Bangalore, for instance, in Bangalore, the last riots, a couple of the people who were arrested were from Kerala. In Bangalore, they were the major troublemakers. So and also another way is to strike at their financial muscle. That is not happening. That the central agencies are not very effective in tackling that. If that is cut, their financial muscle is cut, there is a pushback from other communities, and this can be in a big way countered. and their business, they are now on a acquiring areas, land, and other things. That has to be stopped. That is the only way. That is, I think.
Thank you, and that was really a very pertinent question. So, any other question or any other clarification required?
Yes, myself, JN Singh from Noida.
Okay.
Atlay bhai sahab.
My question is, all these nuisance going on by Islamic organization throughout globe, in India, maximum supporters of this nuisance Islamic organization is from Hindus. All anti-Hindu political party leadership is Hindu.
Yes, yes.
That is Congress, CPI, CPM, Aam Aadmi Party, all this. But Hindu organization is very failure to aware mass Hindus against these secular, so-called secular Hindus. We have to work on this.
Exactly.
Yes, this is my comment.
Right, right. Thank you. So I don't think there is any other question. So finish the today's lecture.
And very, very good lecture. And I thank our scholar speaker,
Sridhar.
Sridhar ji.
Yeah.
Sridhar,
He has a very depth knowledge about this nuisance going on in Kerala. I thank very much.
Thank you, sir.
So thank you very much. Thanks all the participants and especially Sri Dattanji. So we are to close all the and pack up. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.